人殺しはしないっていうエミヤ君は、他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？呆れた。自分からマスターは倒さないけど、他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。エミヤ君、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる？
Like LeBron though, or like Lonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do. Baby, please think it through. Drink it up, enjoy the view. MVP, got my crew. Nike on my shoes, might be sipping booze, slightly feeling loose. If I want it, then I have it. Got an ice wrist, causing damage, just like I planned it. I'll be damn rich. Have a chef in the back, make a sandwich. Oh, she got it all, I just want it all, baby, we could ball, you just gotta fall, I could be your man, and paying for your tan, and I'm your biggest fan, and you said this your jam, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm living up life like a baller.
問題点が一つあるけど、言っていいかしら？
I want you looking fine or looking sexy. Yeah, yeah. I be turning up. Got no ID, but she cute as fuck. So I told her she could kick it, but I said she couldn't touch. Now all she wants to do is kiss and hug. I could go all day, I'ma do my thing, I'ma stay ballin', like it's my driveway. I'ma go all in, party like Friday. I'ma take this day, turn it to my day. Oh, oh, she love me, sipping bubbly, champagne, cocaine, kiss and hug me. It ain't nothing, dropping money. Okay, off day, getting lucky. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm living up life like a baller. I'm living like white, like I'm Walter. She always told me I never call her. Oh yeah, I'm living this life like a baller. Yeah, you can catch me in the studio. Yeah, and you'll hear me on the radio. Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Oh shit, I'm picking the fuck up. Okay. What is causing this much peaking? Give me a sec. Okay, well... Okay, no, it's fine here. Properties... Okay, I'm at 316%. Let me change that. Okay, let's see how... Ah, no! No. Let's see what else I can do. Advanced audio properties. Alright, should be working now. How is this? Here we go. Right, let me check something real quick. Okay. Microphone is acting a bit weird. At least on the OBS side. Well, as long as you guys are not hearing any weird stuff, along with my voice, it should be good. Here we go. I can see the gear turning in her head. She's up to something. But I promised to listen, so I need to hear her out. Yeah?
昨日のマスター覚えてる？エミヤ君と私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
Did you remember the master from yesterday? The little girl who just casually ordered her servant to kill us both. How can I forget? She attacked us on our way home without any warning.
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。それはエミヤ君にも分かってると思うけど。
She's definitely going to come back and kill us. I'm sure even you worked that out. Oh, right. The girl's a master too. She knows that Tosaka and I are both masters, so she's bound to come after us eventually. It could be today or tomorrow, but we've already signed our death warrant. I have no chance of stopping that monster.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。
Ooh, pardon me. Our servant, Berserker, is on a whole other level.
マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
As inexperienced of a master as you are, you're no match for that thing. And you've been saying that you're going to protect yourself by doing nothing. You are not going to be able to defend yourself. Look who's talking. You have no chance against that thing either.
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。 白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。私もバーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
Not in a straight-up fight. As the ultimate close-quarters servant, there probably isn't anyone who can match it even among all of the heroes of myth and legend. If Berserker attacks me, there's no escape. That goes for me, too. I'm pretty sure I will survive the next round with that thing. My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. The wound is closed. Probably not even fair to call this a wound. The spell where a gigantic sword nearly killed me instantly. I can't shake off the sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade.
そういうこと。分かった。何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことが。
There you have it. Do you get that just sitting around doing nothing and waiting for the Holy Grail war to end isn't an option? Yeah, I know that now, but Tosaka, I'm not sure what your point is. I'm sure you're not just here to make fun of my inevitable doom, are you?
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。
What kind of sadist do you take me for?
もうここまで言ってるのにわからない？要するに私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
After everything I said, sorry, what kind of sadist do you take me for? After everything I said, you still can't take a hint? I'm asking if you want to team up. Huh? Huh? What now? What? If I take those words at face value, that means... You want to team up with me, Tosaka?
そう。私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。
Yes. My archer still recovered from a serious wound. That's going to take some time, but in the meantime, I'm not completely out of the fight.
で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
And while your servant is superb, her master's dragging her down, making her half as effective, see? Put the two of us together and you've got a hold. Hey, I'm not that bad of a mage.
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに、1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど。
I count 3 times in which you've almost died. You're the first person I know who's had that happen in a single day. But...
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわ。アーチャーを倒されたことはチャラにしてあげて、マスターとしての知識も教えてあげる。ああ、あと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけど。どう？
I'll make it worth your while. I'll let you off for getting Archer hurt and teach you what you need to know to be a master. Oh, and if we have time, I can even give you some pointers on your magecraft. Deal? It is an attractive proposition. I know next to nothing, and Tosaka does seem knowledgeable. I'd like to avoid fighting her if I can.
エミヤ君、答え聞かせてほしいんだけど。
Emiya, I'm waiting for your answer. She urges me to make a choice. Fuck it, yeah, let's team up. Besides, I don't have much choice. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. If Tosaka is offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down.
and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for
Alright, I'll take your offer, Tosaka. I'll say I really appreciate your help.
決まりね。それじゃあ握手しましょう。とりあえずバーサーカーを倒すまでは味方同士ってことで。
Then that settles it. Let's shake on it. We're allies until we defeat Berserker. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but it'll probably help to know the timeline. I shake the offered hand. I'm a little perplexed. Tosaka's hand is so soft, it reminds me she's a girl. My hand, in comparison, is covered with scratches, and it seems a poor match for hers. The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back.
何どうしたの？やっぱり私と協力するのは嫌？
What's wrong? Are you changing your mind about working with me? It's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. That was more, a personal thing, so don't worry about it. Jessica looks at me strangely.
Haha.
Oh. Her face turns mischievous. What? I might dissolve our agreement if you say something stupid. I'm serious, I really will.
あなた、女の子の手を握るの初めてだったんでしょ。
Was that the first time you've held a girl's hand?
なんだ、顔が広いように見えて白っては奥手なんだ。
I thought you had a lot of friends. I didn't realize you were so shy, Shiro. Ooh, take it. Just a sec. Ah, fuck, okay.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise in the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wrong, that's not true. There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. Yeah, fine, I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but... And no, Fujine doesn't count. It's about like something from a different planet and someone of a different gender. Hey, hold on. What did Tosaka just say?
聞いてた通り、ほんと顔に出るのね。まあ、今のは追求しないであげましょう。変につっついて意地を張られても困るし。
Oh god, why am I so sleepy? What the fuck? I've only been up for 2 hours. Aha! You really do wear your feelings on your sleeves. Fine, I'll let it go. I wouldn't want you sulking if I push your buttons too much.
じゃあ、まずは手付金。これあげるから強力な証と思って。
And here's my deposit. Consider it a proof of my alliance with you. A diary with a wine red cover. Seems to be Tosaka's trademark color.
私の父さんの持ち物だけど、もういらないからあげる。一人前のマスターには必要ないものだけど、あなたには必要だと思って。
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'll go grab some now. Be right back. And we are back. Tosaka gestures for me to flip through it. Oh, okay, thanks. I open to a random page and then there's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image. Ooh, I like the weapon menu and the status menu. Interesting. There's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. Huh? Tosaka, what is this?
各サーバントの能力表よ。聖杯戦争には決められたルールがあるのはもう分かってるでしょ。それはサーバントにも当てはまるの。
It's a chart that records each servant's abilities. You know, there are certain rules in a Holy Grail War, right? That applies to servants, too.
まず呼び出される英霊は7人だけ。
First of all, only 7 heroic spirits get summoned.
その7人も聖杯があらかじめ作っておいたクラスになることで召喚が可能となる。英霊そのものを引っ張ってくるより、その英霊に近い役割を作っておいて、そこに本体を呼び出すっていうやり方ね。
The 7 can only be summoned after they are assigned to one of the predetermined classes the Holy Grail has prepared in advance. Instead of summoning the heroic spirits themselves, the Holy Grail creates a vessel close to each heroic spirit and then summons the spirit into it.
口寄せとか降霊術は呼び出した霊を術者の中に入れて何らかの助言をさせるでしょ。それと同じ。
You know how seances and mediums work by calling on the spirit and drawing them to the caster's body so the spirit can communicate, right? It's like that.
時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。
In order to summon spirits from different ages, you need a sort of container. Classes. Ah, so that's why Saber's called Saber.
そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。自然、彼らを表す名称は呼び出されたクラス名になる。
Exactly. Remember that heroic spirits need to conceal their identities. That's why you never say the real name. So their summoned class then serves as their name.
で、その用意されたクラスはセイバー、
Their classes are Saber,
ランサー、
Lancer,
アーチャー、
Archer,
ライダー、
Rider,
キャスター、
Caster,
アサシン、
Assassin,
バーサーカーの7つ。
and Berserker, a total of 7.
聖杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど、今回は基本的なラインナップね。通説によると最も優れたサーバントはセイバーだとか。
The class lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have a classic lineup in this war. The common belief is that Saber is the most powerful. Until they meet Avenger and Ruler. Not in this war, though.
これらのクラスはそれぞれ特徴があるんだけど、サーバント自体の能力は呼び出された英霊の格によって変わるから注意して。
Each class has its own unique characteristics, but each servant's abilities differ according to the summoned heroic spirit's rank, so be mindful of that. A heroic spirit's rank? You mean how powerful? You mean how strong they were in life?
それもあるけど、彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。
That's part of it, but their abilities are also dependent on their notability.
生前何をしたか、どんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど、彼らの基本能力はその時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。
What they did or what kind of weapon they wielded may not change, but their basic abilities will change depending on how famous they were in their time.
英霊は神様みたいなものだから、人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。
Heroic spirits are like gods. They become more powerful the more people worship them.
存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失った神霊が精霊に落ちるのと一緒で、人々に忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。
I guess you could say their essence becomes more potent. It's similar to divine spirits falling in rank to elementals if they lose devout followers. Similarly, a hero forgotten by the people doesn't have much power.
もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど。
Although, a hero who was powerful to begin with should retain at least some power and abilities, whether they were unknown or forgotten. Then, if the hero is well known and their legend was extraordinary,
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。
they would be a rank A servant. Yeah.
そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。
And that's why Berserker might be one of the strongest ever.
何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。
He's the most famous hero from Greek mythology.
神代の英雄たちはそれだけで特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自体が強いんじゃ手の打ちようがない。
Heroes from the Age of Gods already have special noble phantasms to begin with, and there's not much we can do if the heroes themselves are strong. Tosaka, what the heck's a noble phantasm?
そのサーバントが生前使っていたシンボル。英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
A noble phantasm is a servant's iconic item, which they use during their lifetime. Heroes and magical swords or sacred swords come as a set, right? It's basically their armaments. Huh? Weapon? Like Saber's invisible sword?
まあね。あれがどんな曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セイバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょ。
Something like that. I don't know what the story with that sword is, but whatever Saber's wielding is definitely her noble phantasm.
言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。
I don't think I need to even say this, but heroes can't remain in their legend with just their name alone.
彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。
Each hero has a weapon that is sort of their trademark.
それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶。ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわけ。
And that is the crystallization of the people's desire for a miracle, their noble phantasm. So it's a powerful magical item.
そうそう。ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術、神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。
Exactly. Simply put, heroic spirits are no match for powerful magecraft or mystics.
けれど、そこに宝具が絡んでくると話は別よ。
But when their noble phantasms come into play, it's a whole different story.
宝具を操る英霊は、数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。
Heroic spirits who wield noble phantasms can defeat even elementals several ranks higher than them.
何しろ伝説上に現れる聖剣魔剣は ほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。
This is because most are sacred or magical swords that appear in legends, and they are close to the level of magic.
最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの、万里をかける靴だの、果ては神殺しの魔剣まで。
Swords that can kill dragons, the most powerful species of phantasmals, shoes that allow the wearer to travel thousands of miles, or even magical swords that can kill deities.
ともかくこれで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。
Whatever they may be, now you understand that the armaments heroic spirit wields are on an entirely different level. So much so that you might wonder why they aren't invincible.
サーバントの戦いはこの宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
It's no exaggeration to say that battles between servants are ultimately battles between their noble phantasms. So what you're saying is that these servants, who are heroic spirits, will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm?
ええ。原則として一人の英霊が持てるのは一つの宝具だけとされるわ。
Yes, and as a general rule, one heroic spirit can only wield one noble phantasm.
大抵は剣とか槍ね。ほら、中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない？一振りしかできないけど、その一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品。それと似たようなものだと思う。
They're usually swords or spears. Have you ever heard of the legendary Chinese sword, the Hazanken, the mountain cutting sword? You can only swing it once, but it's a Mavecraft item set to destroy an entire mountain in one swing. I think it's like that.
もっとも、宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
But noble phantasms are a kind of miracle, activated only when their true names are spoken, so they can't be used casually. Huh? It activates when the weapon's name is spoken, right? Why would that make it so hard to use?
あのね、武器の名前を言えば、そのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。
Don't you not realize that saying the weapon's name also tells you which hero the servant is?
英雄と魔剣はセットなんだから、武器の名前が分かれば持ち主の名前もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ。
The heroes and their magical swords are a set, so if you know their weapon's name, you will also know its wielder's name. If that happens, you'll then know their strengths and weaknesses. I see. Yeah, you make a good point. Now that I think back, when Lester used his noble phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to that class. They're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they got up their sleeve. But they can't use it freely, or they would wind up revealing their identity.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。
That's all I can tell you about servants.
詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。慣れてくれば、その本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。
If you want more details, just look in that book. Flip through it when you have the time. Once you get used to it, you should be able to identify servants intuitively without the book. With that, Tosaka stands up.
さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
Okay, well, I'm heading home. Huh? Yeah, thanks. I'm still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Osaka as she gets ready to leave.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。最後の日になって他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ、全員健在であるにしろ、これだけは変わらない。
Don't get confused about things just because we formed an alliance. You and me, we're still going to fight eventually. When all the other masters have been defeated, or even when they're still alive, we're bound to fight, no matter what.
だから、私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
You're better off not seeing me as human, Emiya. After making very clear where we stand, Osaka leaves for her home. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Osaka leaves. My feverish body suddenly overcome with exhaustion, and I collapse to the floor. I lie on my side to try and ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room. A battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can do for the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that can supposedly grant wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet, I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me, knowing that the selection process is just battle. Yet, this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive now that I'm involved. One of the methods to get rid of the competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why. Rejoice, Shiro Emiya. My reason to fight in the Holy Grail War is not to survive and Your wish will finally be granted. To do everything I can to stop those who will try to win by any means necessary. Huh? I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears healed, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. And that girl got hurt trying to protect me. Ah, I tried to sit back up. Right, her! I can't believe myself. I completely forgot about her because Osaka had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more that I was just avoiding thinking about her. Such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably, even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place. Can't believe Osaka left out the most crucial point. Shoved myself back up to my feet. Osaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. The very first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe, since the Zerker wounded her. Ah, I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber's nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into spirit forms, but unfortunately she can't with me. No. First of all, Even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about her. Ooh, gonna be a chance. Oh. This is going to improve a romance route. Let me save first of all.
Yo, it's hard days and it's hard months. Sometimes I don't know what to say. It's me all at once. My pride is getting in the way.
Okay.
Scared that things will
We're getting a lot of information right now.
No, I can't take it sometimes. That's why I dive into rhymes.
So we have... Okay, so skills. Class skill, we have magic resistance A. Cancel all magecraft below A. In reality, modern mages cannot hurt things. Then we have riding at rank B, the riding ability. You can ride most things better than the average person, but you can't ride Bs that are demonic or holy rank Bs. Skills, innate skill. Intuition A, the ability to constantly sense the best course of action for oneself during battle. A well-honed sixth sense is akin to precognition. It reduces disturbances that interfere with vision and hearing by half. Then we have Mana Burst A. At A rank. It wraps magical energy around her weapon or her own body. It improves its abilities by releasing that energy in an instant. In other words, it's a jet thruster made of magical energy. Not only does Saber use magical energy for swordplay, she also utilizes it for defensive movements. She is able to fight Berserker despite having the physique of a young girl because of her massive amount of magical energy. An ordinary weapon that has no powerful divine protection cannot endure her magical energy-filled attacks and would be destroyed in a single blow. So, here's the noble phantasm we know about right now. Invisible Air, Barrier of the Wind King. It's a C rank anti-personnel type noble phantasm. Range of 1 to 2 meters and a max target of 1 item. The Unseen Sword, it doesn't let the enemy know the weapon's distance. It is simple, but proves to be tremendously effective in hand-to-hand combat. It is a noble phantasm protected by a powerful magecraft, so it does not mean that the sword itself is invisible. The sword blade sheathed in wind changes the refractive index of light and makes the original shape of the sword invisible. It is not exactly a vacuum state, but a wind wrapped around the blade itself is a lethal weapon, and seems to increase the destructive power of slashing attacks. It can only create a vacuum state in the instant that the compressed wind is released. In instances where the target of the attack has, quote-unquote, resistance to modifications caused by visual disturbance, unquote, modification of hit accuracy due to Barrier of the Wind King will be ineffective. In addition to making the blade invisible, it can also release the compressed wind and shoot it as a single-use projectile weapon. In that case, the damage is limited. It isn't affected by Saber's old magical energy or physical strength. That's a lot of information we have. Gabolg, soaring spirit that plunges with death. We don't know his noble phantasm, we know only his class skills. We don't know anything about Rider, Caster, or Assassin. Now what do we... Holy shit! Let's see what we know about Berserker. True name Heracles. We get the entire profile. Oh. Fucking Christ, he has a lot of skills. Okay, so the class skill he has is Madness Enhancement at rank B. Increases the rank of the parameter, but takes away most of one's reasoning. So essentially, you trade power for sentience. Then in its skills, we have Battle Continuation A, the ability to survive. Makes it possible to survive on the verge of death, and survive as long as there are no definitive fatal wounds. Then the fucker has Mind's Eye Falls at rank B, avoiding danger by intuition or sixth sense. So, the Heracles we have that we're against right now is actually nerfed. That is terrifying. So, unnamed axe sword. User Berserker. Details. The stone sword that Berserker uses. The Einsburns cured it from the foundation of a temple and used it as a catalyst to summon Heracles. Heracles was especially proficient with the bow, but he has lost his weapons and techniques due to his madness enhancement. Let me check the flowchart real quick. I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. It's like a new soldier suddenly gets awarded with a tank. But that's what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier is incompetent, the tank will run on its own. I bang my hand against the pillow, frustrated by my own thoughts. What's with these negative thoughts, you idiot? You're whining. I apologize to the blonde girl eternally. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. She's not here either. I've looked around the entire house. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know the most efficient way to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or... She told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Hey, maybe she's... I suddenly remember another place. She's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met. There's another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. I head over as quick as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in a detached building. We're getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she just disappeared. I realize something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. I enter an enclosed room, completely absent of any ornamentation. It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo designed only for training. Within a tranquil room, lit by the sun. Oh, she looks fucking cute like that. She sits, as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night under the moonlight. That golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue, white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword, and silently overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary sight of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she'd been covered in mud, I don't think my reaction would have been different. The girl who had moved me is still right here, in front of me. I just admire her, forgetting even to breathe. The hell would be the master in the Holy Grail War? In this moment, I have completely accepted the girl called Saber.
Let's go. The West Coast is the place to be. With a little bit of honey, you attract the bees. It's the best damn thing that you've ever seen. Just trust me. Take a ride down to Huntington Beach.
I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from a slumber.
Gotta compete with these ladies. Damn, a quick scan of the sand and you'll understand. If you like it during the day, just wait till
Oh.
you hit the bars.
I sound disappointed, and my voice echoes through the dojo in the silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound.
There's a couple thousand misses rights. Another day in the life of the sleepless nights. If you ain't never been, you gotta book a flight.
She walks towards me before I can think of what to say.
目が覚めたのですね、シロ。
You are awake, Shiro. Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer, at least.
シロ、顔色が優れないようですが、やはり体調は悪いのですか？
By the way, Phelan, I'm sure you can recognize this character, hopefully. Or at least guess her name. Well, her true name. No. That's for the... thank you for the posture check. Oh! Holy shit, I popped my arms. Ah! Oh shit, give me a moment. There we go. All I gotta say... Upper arm. Upper arm, but closer to the elbow. I'll just say, I still felt a pop. I mean, anyhow. I know what you mean. So, a character of mine that you know very well, and for whom I took the first name from, is essentially her with black hair and black eyes.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what
Yep.
I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness.
Yeah, that is a direct inspiration for my Artoria. Shiro, is something the matter? Perhaps perhaps you're still not fully recovered? No, I'm fine. I feel really good. Yay. I use a version of her that's a different class. This is Artoria in the Saber class.
Chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me stack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. It's how you get tough.
I recoil from her. I avert my eyes and try to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts. Get a hold of yourself. Why are you getting worked up like this? I take a deep breath. But I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. And why did she have to change? Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit is now so ordinary in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday. What's actually setting in now?
Shiro.
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking anywhere for her. I wasn't looking ever for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? It's actually the first time we've sat down to talk. I bite the bullet, but then...
シロ、話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
Shiro, before that, there is something that I would address regarding last night. She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom. Sure, what is it?
ですから昨夜の件です。
As I said, last night.
シロは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シロは自分の役割に徹してください。自分から無駄死にをされては、私でも守りようがない。
You are my master. It is troubling if you take such actions. Combat is my territory, so please stay behind me and out of the direct line of fire. I cannot protect you when you go out on your own, apparently determined to die in vain as you so nearly did. Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, you would have been cut in half.
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シロが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
Perhaps I would have died, but you would have not been hurt. Let me repeat myself. Do not do that again. My master need not defend me, nor is there any reason to do so. The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical. Don't be stupid. I don't need a reason to protect a girl. Those words just pop out if I can think about it. Saber stiffens as if surprised to see me upset at her. Huh. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone deaf. Yes, you fucking did! Anyway, thanks for taking me home. I appreciate that.
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。シロは礼儀正しいのですね。
You are most welcome. It is a servant's duty to protect their master, but it is still nice to be acknowledged. You're very courteous. You're very courteous, Shiro. Did I pronounce that right? Courteous? I feel like I mispronounced it. I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday. Is she willing to be my servant? And is she really alright with fighting with me in this war? Let's get back on topic, Saber. Oh, I can call you Saber, right?
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシローの剣です。
Ooh, a bird might.
その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Yes, as a servant who has formed a contract with you, I am your sword. I shall follow your orders, attack your enemies, and protect you. Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. You are my sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing?
シローはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか？
Is that not why you summoned me? No, I wound up summoning you because I couldn't just tell her it was a big, weird coincidence. And actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. Where did you say that question?
Haters try so hard to talk me down, but they can't stop the sound. Already on the ground, everything is growing faster than I can count. You ain't gonna stop me now, because I got this now. I got the formula and I'm about to drop it.
Let me see.
There is no talking now. We take action with passion. We're rocking now. It's tick-tocking now. The clock's talking down, and all I hear is haters try so hard to talk me down, but they can't stop the sound. Already on the ground, everything is growing faster than I can count.
Ah. Yeah, I'll send a reply in DM. Yeah.
And I feel the pain. Broken hearts, they all feel the same. And I don't wanna be all alone. Just pull me apart, take me away. Tell me
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll be okay. I wanna feel like I'm still alive. But I'm dead inside. And all I know is I keep on waiting. My mind's running and my heart beats racing. I'm not the same since your heart gave out on me. On me. Wish you'd stay,
Here we go.
but I know you gotta go.
Ah.
Hate change and I hate being
And here we are. I became Saber's master, and I got looped in this battle to the death. This Holy Grail war. I didn't choose any of this. Still just an apprentice mage who got caught up in a battle way beyond my abilities. Wait. So what about it? I'm already resolved to fight, and no matter what, there's no point in me crying over my situation now. I shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I'd fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negatively. No matter how I get involved, I've decided to fight.
シロー、
Ah, it's nothing. But I'll need to warn you, your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Osaka. We could very well end up in another situation like last night. Are you still okay with that?
それは戦う意志がないということですか？
Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with the same wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this.
I think you have no intention of fighting. I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. How I got to this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I decided to fight this battle. That's why. I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that. I can't stand that happening again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
You are my master, Shiro. That is an immutable fact. Servants do not have the freedom to choose their masters. She's right. That is the whole reason Saber's my servant. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best as I can. I got it. Then you're okay with me being your master?
ええ。ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。
Yes, but I also want you to know that I will not allow my master to be defeated.
あなたに勝算がなければ私が作る。
If you have no chance for victory, I must create one.
可能であるすべての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
I will utilize every opportunity available for you to obtain the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail. Osaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber's no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why. Hold on, Saber. You said any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like you might even attack people to gain power? I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy.
シロ、それは可能である手段ではありません。
Shiro, that is not what I mean by any means possible.
私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。剣を持たぬ人間に傷を負わせることなど、騎士の視界に反します。
I can only do things I allow myself to. It is impossible for me to betray my own beliefs. Harming unarmed innocents goes against a knight's oath.
ですが、マスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償として、その刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
However, I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells in compensation. I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. So, be right back, I require the restroom. Alrighty, we are back. Estaba nela? Nela. Kush. Couché. Couché. Pronti. Here we go. Puppy cam is there. Let's go. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation. But I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just as you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry. What I've said must have been insulting.
いえ、私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シロは悪くないのですから、頭を上げてくれませんか。
Nella. Nella. Aww. And sorry. I was hoping Dargo time would be longer than that. Let me check something real quick. Okay. No, I also failed to grasp your intentions and jump to conclusions. You are not at fault, so may you please raise your head. Huh? Oh, I bowed without realizing it.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow till I finally prove it.
I raise my head.
Listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving.
I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. I'm glad she seems happy, so I don't press her. I forgot to bring this up. In addition to doing everything we can, I decided to team up with Tosaka for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night, Archer's master.
リンですか。そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。シローがマスターとして成熟するまで、彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
You mean Rin? This is certainly a wise decision. I'm sure there are many things you can learn from her until you become a full-fledged master. That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tosaka without hesitation. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... Ooh, let's save.
はい。セイバーというのはこの時代における私の存在意義を表すものです。シローのような個人を示す名称ではありません。シロー、その件なのですが、どうか召喚されたサーバントはまずマスターに神名を告げなくてはならない。その私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の神名を隠そうとしても シローから知識を奪う術は多く、シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならばそれを警戒してシローの知識に私の名を入れておきたくないのです。
Alright. Let's go with this one instead. I'm worried about Saber. She was hurt pretty bad. By the way, Saber, are you alright? It looks like you took a real beating from Berserker.
私の体は見ての通りですが、
As you can see, my body is back to normal.
確かにあの傷は敗北に至るものでしたが、致命的ではなかった。バーサーカーが立ち去った後、1時間ほどで治療を済ませました。
My wounds were severe enough to ensure defeat, but not to be fatal. I finished recovering roughly an hour after Berserker retreated. What? So you're completely back to normal already?
無論です。ですが本調子というわけでもありません。
Of course. However, I'm not entirely in peak condition.
バーサーカーの一撃は単純なものだったので治療できましたが、ランサーの宝具による傷は別です。
I was able to heal my wounds from Berserker's attacks, because they were rather mundane as these things go, but my wound from Lancer's noble phantasm is another matter.
あの槍は特殊な呪いを帯びているのでしょう。彼につけられた傷はまだ完全に治りきっていません。
That spear must have been imbued with a special curse. The wounds I sustained have not completely healed. Not completely healed, huh? She doesn't look wounded, but Saber doesn't seem the type to complain about pain. As long as I'm fighting with Saber, it sounds like I'll need to keep a pretty sharp eye on her well-being. But then, I hear something hit the floor. Sorry, I hear something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turn to face the sound. At the door, there's Tosaka, a duffel bag at her feet. What the? My bike comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka had gone home, but here she is, at the dojo, in her ordinary clothes. And why is she carrying so much stuff? Huh? What are you doing here, Tosaka?
何って家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
Hey, yo, what? What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be sensible? Wouldn't it be the sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on? What? You mean living here? In my house?
協力するってそういうことじゃない。あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと思ったわけ？
That's what teaming up means, right? Elsie, what did you think we were talking about earlier? I can't even speak. I need to say something, or else it's going to turn into a huge mess, but my brain refuses to work.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
So, where's my room? If you don't have one already, I'll just pick one. She just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. No, hold up, wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house is already a big deal, but I don't know how people will react if she started staying here or living with me. Fuji would absolutely kill me. And look, maybe this is just a plot on Tosaka's part to get rid of a master?
ああ、ついでに彼女の部屋も用意したら。私のアーチャーと違ってシローのサーバントはかさばるんだから、ちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと。まあ布団一組あればノープロブレムって言うんなら別にいいけど。
Oh, by the way, why don't you prefer a room for her too? Like my archer, your servant actually takes up space, so you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if you think just one futon would be enough for the two of you. What? Is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Like, how that's going to happen, you idiot? You think you just say whatever you can... You think you can just say whatever because I'm being quiet? That isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know.
論点が違うけど、まあいっか。ですって、セイバー。
You're missing the point, but whatever. Did you hear that, Saber?
シローは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ。
Shiro saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl. Saber is staring at me. She looks really stern.
困ります、シロ。サーバントはマスターを守護するもの。
Oh,
睡眠
bitch
時は
looks
最も警護すべ
smug.
き対象なのですから、同じ部屋でなければ守れない。
No, I don't want a quick load. Fucking look at Rin. Fucking look at how smug she looks. That will not do, Shiro. A servant must protect their master at all times. Masters are the most vulnerable when they are asleep, so I must be in the room with you to protect you. That's even worse. What the hell are you two thinking? Should girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。シローにそんなこと言っても無駄か。
Huh. You do know you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? I guess there's just no sense in telling Shiro that, though. I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Osaka in the living room earlier came rushing back. Actually, I just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on, Osaka. When did you start calling me by my first name?
あれ、そうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
Huh, I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly. It did happen quickly, at least that's how I felt.
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど、シローは嫌なの？
Oh, if you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it. But do you care, Shiro? This guy's just... Tosaka is so casual about this. Not really caring how I feel. You were right, Issei. It's not that Rin Tosaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. God's fuck... That's not what Issei means. That's not what Issei means. He's calling her a harlot. Fine, do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like.
そう。ならそういうことで。
Just a moment, folks. Alrighty, folks. Turns out there was a family event today, so we will be cutting the stream short so that I can take a shower and get dressed for that. Apologies for the short ending thing on today's stream. Yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming today. I really appreciate that. Since we do have more than one person, let's see about maybe rating. Stream manager. Let's do a quick raid, if possible. Amongst my followers, let's see. Who do we have available today? You know what? Let's raid Prometheus. Make sure to copy the raid message. And let's get ready to raid. Here we go.